Howdy my peeps and welcome. Today I'm going to talk about what you can do to learn how to enjoy drawing. If you don't enjoy drawing already. But anyways, before we get into all of that, I would like to give a shout out to Teaksall Art, who is the comment of the week. Thank you so much for your comment. I really like reading all those comments. And if you would like to be the comment of the week, all you have to do is comment on any video. That could have been you. Oh my goodness. Also, I'm on Etsy and Patreon, so you can head over there and check my stuff out if you like. But anyways, the topic. Of course, it's like easier said than done, learning to love something. Because it just do be like that sometimes. But even if it's something that you want to like doing, like it can still be very difficult sometimes. And one thing I think about in my own life immediately is the ukulele. I want to love to learn it. Hold up. I want to learn to love it. That's what anyways. I do love the ukulele. But, you know, just getting into it, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, what the heck? And, you know, drawing can be like that as well. So, I'm going to say this to you, but I'm also talking to myself about other things that I like to do, but struggle with it a little bit. And I feel like the first thing, well, this is not like a list or anything, like, you know, I don't have any notes. But I feel like the most important thing to do is just remove unnecessary pressure. And that pressure can come from outside, and it can also come from within, and more likely it's from within. Especially if you're not one to post your stuff online, then like no one is there telling you, you know, anything about your art. It's all on you. Anyways, so unnecessary pressure would be, for example, pressuring yourself to be perfect, which, come on now. I was gonna say look at me, but you can't look at me because, So imagine you're looking at me. Let's do that. Just stop, okay? Get some help. I'm talking to myself as well. I've already said this, but I am. Just being perfect, like just trying to be a perfect artist, trying to make all of your drawings perfect, like that is an impossible bar to reach. So, you know what? Let's not aim for perfection. Let's aim for good enough. Which, to be completely honest, whenever I draw something, like, I don't ever look at my stuff and think, oh my gosh, this is the most perfect thing I've ever drawn. However, I can find satisfaction in drawing, and in, like, I can like a drawing that I've done because I have already taken out the whole, this drawing has to be perfect. Like with this drawing, for example, her eyes are wonky. I know this. While I was sketching, I looked at the sketch and I was like, something's not right here. And I knew exactly what it was, but I chose not to fix it. Because you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect. Especially if you're drawing for fun. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be on the level of someone who is more skilled than you. Be not like complacent in your skill level, but comfortable with your skill level. Like, I'm pretty comfortable with how I draw and where I'm at. Of course, I always want to get better, and there are other things that I would like to do, and there's some things I'm like, oh my gosh, I just can't do that thing. Or rather, let's not say can't. Let's say I struggle with doing that thing. But I don't ever try to tell, like, I try my best to not ever tell myself that, hey, where was I going with that? I, like, completely lost my train of thought. Just that I know that I'm not a perfect artist, and I know that there's so many things that I would like to do better and get better at and do better. So it's like, as soon as I have, you know, I've gone ahead and been like, okay, I'm not perfect at all at this, and I want to get better. And as soon as I decided that, that's when because it's like this pressure, well, for myself at least, it was coming from myself. So as soon as I got rid of that pressure, as soon as I stopped trying to be perfect at drawing, and I stopped caring as much when things didn't turn out the way that I like, That's when I started enjoying drawing a lot more. It's also super important to not draw, or do anything for that matter, for other people. I'm trying to make this make sense. I'm trying to like find the right words for it. Like, it's okay to do things for people, as in acts of charity. But as far as doing things, like, okay, this is what I'm trying to say. Like drawing to please other people, or making a certain type of art because you think that's what other people want you to do. Might not want to do that unless you're taking commissions, because that's different, because you're literally doing art that other people want you to do. But even with that, you still have to, you know, have boundaries and know what it is that you want to do and what you're capable of doing. So I feel like just the culture on social media is such that it's kind of, especially if you are an artist who's like starting out online, like you started drawing while you were on, I don't know if that makes sense. And then you, like, things come along, like trends and stuff, or people will be like, you know what, this is the type of art that sells. Like, especially if you're trying to like create a business or like be self-employed with your art. And people are like, oh my gosh, this is stuff that sells. This is what you need to do if you want to sell your art or whatever. Or this is what you need to do to be successful online. If that is your purpose of drawing, like the purpose of drawing is to please other people or to be successful online or to have a business, like if that's the main purpose, like of course none of those things are inherently bad, but if that's the reason why you're getting into it, it's not going to be fun, because one, those things take time to, well, generally it takes time to, like, for example, gain a following online, or it takes time to, well, you know, gain a following online to be able to sell your art online. That was my phone, let's ignore that. Anyways, like, those things take time, so if you're doing it solely for that purpose, it's not going to be fun, because it's like you're not going to get the gratification from those things until much later. Like, of course I knew that like selling art was a thing when I started drawing, but I didn't start drawing for that purpose. Like, I wasn't like, I need to draw so I can make that quaint, or I need to draw because I want to be popular on social media. Granted, when I started getting into art, I was not on social media, so, you know, in that sense I was blessed because I didn't have that pressure, and that is something I think about sometimes and I am grateful for. But then at the same time, I'm like, that's something that, like, the next generation of artists, I'm not even that old, but like artists that like really got, like, hold up, language. Like, artists who've been on social media their entire lives for the most part. Like, I was older by the time, like, well, it's not, I don't even know how to explain what's in my brain right now. I hope you understand what I mean. Like, people who get their start, like, their first introduction of art was on social media. That's what I mean. And first introduction of, you know, being inspired by art is on social media. Like, that's a lot of pressure, you know, because just like the culture, it's like, oh my gosh, you gotta do this type of thing because this type of thing is popular. But you may not even want to do that type of thing. Like, you may not even, like, I do, like, character art. That might not even be for you. Like, you might not even want to be a character artist, but you may feel like that's what you need to do in order to get the things that you want out of your art. Like, let's say, an online presence, or like a shop or something online. But if you do things for those purposes only and not for the purpose of expressing yourself, because at the end of the day, I feel like that's one of the main purposes of art. It's to express oneself, whether that be visually with like a drawing or something, or a sculpture, or whether that be with music or writing. You know, it's someone expressing themselves. It's also important for like a society or like a culture, because it's also kind of a snapshot into the society or the culture through the lens of a person who lives within said culture or society, if that makes any sense. Where was I going with that? I have no idea. But basically, you have to learn to draw for the purpose of expressing yourself and also for fun, you know? And not for other people, and also not even trying to be perfect with it, because we're not. So that's all I have to say about that topic. I hope that was helpful. Like I said, I didn't have any like notes or anything. This is just like things as they came to me. But anyways, this is how my drawing turned out. I drew it for funsies, and it was really nice and chill, and I drew it for the purpose of chilling out. And mission accomplished. I had a lot of fun. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Shout out to my patrons, Turtle Bun Buns, Ariana, Sister Donna 55, and Zachary. Thank you so much for being my patrons. I really appreciate you and everything that you do. Wow. I'm also on Ko-fi and Instagram and other social media platforms and other things. And I have an Etsy shop, so you can check out those in the description if you want to. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please enjoy the rest of your day, my peeps.